Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. How are you all? I'm sorry if I'm speaking a bit funny. I had a jag in my mouth. I had to get a fill in because one of my fillings had cracked, so a bit nasty and I sound like an absolute tube. Today's video is actually going to be on a Mark 6 Golf GTI. This is my friend Robert's and he's wanting some bits put on it. So I've got racing pads, Powerflex bushes, anti-lift kits. I think that's for his dump valve. It's a clutch, an uprated clutch from Sachs Racing, you know, an intercooler piping and stuff like that. What I've started doing, also should say as well, R8 coil packs. I just stripped off the front end here, the front bar. He was in a bit of a bump with a wall, so you can see the crack here. So basically I'm going to strip all the front end down just to see if it's all sort of can be realigned again. But not only that, is I want to have a check at the coolant, the coolant thermostat housing, because these can leak on these TSI engines. And also I found it was using a lot of water, and it was actually down here where the intercooler goes through. It seems to be like the intercooler, it's an uprated intercooler, and it seems like the intercooler's been put a little bit too tight and it's been rubbing on the radiator and it's rubbed through and it's just pishes water out. So this won't be an in-depth video, it'll be like sort of more major points. So the next thing I'll film will hopefully the front end will be off, because we're still looking for his lock and wheel nut key. I don't know where it is. Front end will be off, and then if I find any goodies with that, I'll get a wee video for you. And next stage will be like gearbox off, suspension off, you know, the full work. So it'll be something different for the channel, and I hope you guys enjoy it anyway. Front end off. That's the intercooler, and that'll be why it's rubbing on the radiator. It's not attached to fuck all. Radiator's off, and it's evident we have a bad radiator. It seems to be leaking quite bad. So that's all. Intercooler is off. Front end is all apart now. Just held this up with a bit of tie wrap, and now I have to take off the lock and wheel nuts without the wheel nut key because he's lost it. Hey Robert, you lost it. So I don't know if I should show you how I get them off. But these are the spinning type, the anti-theft ones. I'll show you a wee clip after I've done my bitty. So, flywheel's off. Flywheel looked okay. It's a dual mass type, so it is a wee bit of play in it. The clutch looked sort of average. The fingers did look a wee bit hot. But if you look in here, that's pure oil. I think the rear main seals actually, I think rear main seals burst and there's oil getting into it. So it's another day. Welcome back to the channel. Well, it's going to be the same video because I'm just going to put all the wee clips into one. So yeah, it's another day. I'm feeling much better today. I had the dentist yesterday because I had an abscess in my tooth, and as you could probably tell from earlier on the video, it's fucking raging. The whole time, everything. So taking a gearbox out of Mark 6 Golf isn't exactly a cure for that, that's for sure. However, I have found some bits and bobs out. So I don't know if you remember, I was talking about the oil stains on the gearbox and on the, I thought it was maybe the rear main seal had gone. However, I've done further looking into it, and it looks like the oil's actually dripped from above. And if you look further up here, I'm not sure what this is. It must be something to do with I don't even know. Fuel. It's maybe something to do with fuel injection system. I don't know if this is direct injected or not. However, it seems to have some sort of oil leaking from underneath it or the side, or it's coming from somewhere up there anyway. So I am happy that it's not the rear main seal, which is fine. Which means I'll probably just come to this. Look at the state of that. And I'll probably just give that a nice clean down with some degreaser. Clean it all out with them, brake cleaner, dry it out, and yeah, get to the reassembly. A couple of things came in the post. This is for, I say another project that's further rangy. That's a wheel bearing for the front of it because mine's fucked. And these are intercooler pipes for this. The standard ones are sort of No, they're like pancake pipes. I think you used to call them pancake pipes where they're squished. So these are the sort of aluminium, I suppose, larger diameter unsquished ones, and they can get to fuck because they're absolutely gash. I only use Jubilee clips because, you know, the surface area that is so much wider than a Jubilee clip. These things pop off all the time. Plus, look, they're swaged at the end, so you can't beat a good old Jubilee clip. Anyway, first things first, I'm going to get the flywheel back on, Geomass flywheel, once I've given it a clean down. And then I'm going to clean up the bell housing. I'm still waiting for the poster to come with the clutch pads. Robert's found the clutch slave cylinder and he's sending that down in the post. So it's an uprated one, so I didn't want to go and buy another one in Euro car parts. And whose fucking idea was it to make these flywheel bolts? Look at the state of them. Absolute shoddy. Can he beat a bit of Jap engineering when it comes to that stuff? Like, well, to be honest, they came off alright. So these things will get oh yeah, I bought thread lock. Re-thread locked, and they get torqued to 75 Newton meters. Obviously in your stages go 20, 40, 60, 75 if you wanted to, just to try and make sure when you tighten them in a star pattern that they all get done equally. Oh, look at that. Radiator is here. Gearbox oil, coolant, and I bought myself some WD-40! Yeah, it was from Euro car parts. Go on eBay, you can't find it for less than 30 quid. So I go into Euro car parts, it was there for 34, and he's like, oh, I'll just get it for 25. I'm like, eh! So, yeah, I wasn't complaining. One thing I'm going to do as well before I start putting this flywheel and that on is see all this shit here. Caked in mud. Just from obviously oil and stuff. So while I'm here, I'm just going to give it a bit of a brush down with some thinners or petrol or something like that, and just clean it up a wee bit. It makes it easier for spotting leaks in the future. Something satisfying about cleaning. There we go, nice and clean. I cleaned the top tray as well, so. Okay, one quick thing I'll show you in this video is when you're putting the flywheel on, it can only go in one way, basically. So you'll see the most of these threaded holes actually line up, but a couple at the top there, you'll see, are actually out of alignment. So what you need to do is you need to rotate it until every single one of the holes, like that, is matched up. And that way you've got the right orientation. So what I have seen, and it's proper dodgy, is folk putting the flywheels on and they kind of get the last bolt or two in, so they just leave it out. So, but that's why, because you have to have the orientation of the flywheel around the right way. Fuck, that's probably blinding you there. Ta-da! Sachs Race Engineering. Woo! She looks a fair beast. You can see the turbo and the downpipe and that up there. Quite a beefy thing, to be fair, so should spill the bad. Next step is clean all the oil out of this, because she's dirty. And this is the intercooler. I'll clean all this up as well. Get a brake cleaner and get rid of all that oil so it seals nice. There we go, it looks a little bit better. Good old bit of thinners and brake cleaner. Next step is put on a set of coilovers on the front. You'll maybe know with these is basically you need to crack this nut off and use a tool, and here you can, you know, it comes around and spreads these, or you can use like a wedge. I just use a chisel just to spread this enough so I can then, sometimes you have to give them a quick tap just out the way, and I'll replace the whole strut. So now basically what I'm doing is I need to get this sort of pinch bolt out. There's a piece here in the shock that won't actually come past the bolt until this is out, and getting this out is a total nightmare sometimes. I find you can see a little bit of a crack there. Hit it there, bit of WD-40 in there, and then hit it back, and just do that, back and forward, good few times, and the pin should come out. After a couple of minutes working it back and forward, you can see now it's pretty loose. Probably cut my hand now, to be fair. Look at that. sorted. Give that a clean out, and I'll get the new coilovers, slip them in, and sort of button her up. Now this one's been a bit of a pain in the arse, so I've got the heat going on that, and these are these intercooler pipes I'm on about. So you can see there it's squished. That's called a pancake pipe typically. These are just the replacements that make it sort of straighter and hopefully stop a bit of a restriction. Just a quick one as well, if you're taking the map sensor off the standard one and putting it on this pipe here, the standard type is like a self-tapper type screw, and these are M6, so I've just got some spare M6 Allen key bolts I'm going to stick in there. So yeah, M6 bolts you'll need, and it didn't come with the kit, so sorted. Yes, the post has been. Robert's had his package delivered, and here we have it. Here's the uprated slave cylinder with the bearing, and it's all steel. I did notice the old one was plastic, but that's bled anyway because you have to bleed them off the car. You know, I'll show you quickly. Right, so brake fluid and a wee cup. This is what the cylinder looks like. If you look, there's no bleed points on it. The bleed point is further up here. Now what you need to do is you need to put it in the actual fluid, and you pump it, see all the air coming out, and you basically keep pumping it, fully compressing that. I'm not just now because I'm holding the camera, and then eventually you'll find there'll be no bubbles in there. And when there's no bubbles, you know, move it around and that, try and get all the air to the top, squeeze it back and forward. When there's no bubbles, that means she's all bled. And then when you put it in the car, you still need to bleed it obviously, but it's a bleed point further back. But as it is a concentric sleeve, when you push the gearbox on, that clutch sleeve will actually compress, pushing the fluid back up the way, so when you do bleed it from further up the line, that's just air in the system that can be pushed through, and it's not actually going into the sleeve itself. Also, sorry if I'm speaking really fast, I've not got a lot of time to do this, you know, family constructions and that, but hopefully we can get the gearbox in now. I'm going to clean all this shit out the way. I've got rid of the engine hoist, and I've put this engine on a jack now. I've got the gearbox there. This is my boogie board. I'm going to put the gearbox on my belly, and then I'm going to try and push the hoover up onto there. I'm not going to film this bit because I'm probably going to be swearing a lot, and it can be a nightmare. It might take 10 minutes, it might take fucking 5 hours. I don't have lifts and stuff like that, so tell you what, that is probably the hardest gearbox I've ever put into a car. It was just a shitmare, hitting off the back subframe, hitting off this frame. Again, just on the old board, on the chest, pushing it up, try to wiggle it in and get all the bolts in. Absolute shitmare. But the engine's back on its mounts now. So what I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning up this dog bone mount, because you've got a Powerflex goodie to go in with the engine mount somewhere. Then I'm going to chuck on the drive shafts both sides once I've bolted that up. Obviously I need to torque up the gearbox bolts. When that's all torqued up, I'm going to start working on the front end with the radiator and stuff, and I also need to replace that pipe down there. Right, so eventually I got the gearbox mount on. That's that leg in. Absolute shitmare to go on, and I won't be doing one of them again, that's for sure. Fucking swivel mounts and stuff. Things got like camber adjustable tops, but the thing is with these Volkswagens, you know, the pish and all that, you can't actually adjust them, so you have to take things off, adjust them, put them back together again. Daft. Anyway, this is the stage I'm at now. So you've got the turbo, comes off the turbo, and this is the new pipe operated, and that'll go towards the intercoolers at the front. I don't know if you can see up there as well, I've installed a GFB go faster bits dump valve for them as well, so yeah, we're sort of getting there, one thing at a time, but I'm not joking, See this Volkswagen, just I'll get disliked for this, but they're fucking shite, You cannot beat Jap, like, it's just, you cannot do it. I don't know if I'm stressed or what. It's been a long day, I've been about 12 hours on this, and yeah, just doing my head in. So, problem number fucking 9 million. This piece here I took off the car, which is an adapter from the original sort of stupid Volkswagen clippy thing. Well, that was burst, so that's obviously a big boost leak, but not only that, it doesn't fucking fit. Total loose. totally loose. Not even close to sealing. Look. Total loose. So I'm going to have to try and get something machined for that. Fucking hell. Honestly, man, I'm starting to really despise Volkswagen. What's wrong with like here they have the stupid clips, and then this side they have like the normal that every other car in the world uses, and it works fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. With this end, it's all snapped and broken and fucked. I think I'm gonna have to give up tonight. I feel like I need to give up tonight. So I've spoke to the owner, and I've told him what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to cut this off and I'm going to weld that straight on there. So it's just a normal outlet. And it also reduces the chances of leaking. It's one less sort of leaking point. There we go. So that there, pipe will go straight on there. Hopefully no leaks. At last, would you look at that? Back alive. Took it for a wee run. To be honest, I'm not keen on the coilovers. They're a bit hard, so need to play with heights and stuff like that, but apart from that, yeah, running alright. Yeah, I've cleared all the lights off the dash as well, so you know it's no lights now, everyone's happy, no boost leaks. Hey guys, well sorry it wasn't too eventful, got a stage 2 it next, but I'll need to find some enthusiasm for that video. Hey guys, cheers for watching, catch you later.